Welcome to Benched with the Tovar Brothers. With your hosts, Joey, Gabe, and Angel.
Oh! Wow.
Almost time.
That was our best one by far.
I think that was our most unified one.
That was
for sure.
Yeah.
We were in harmony on that one.
That was pretty good. Imagine if we actually hit harmony.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. We need to practice that. We need to practice that. Yeah, football's getting close, guys.
I
think I saw. No, I'm not gonna try to guess the number because I've seen a lot in the last couple of days, so I might mix it up. How many days till the beginning of camp?
Man.
I have seen this 7 Sundays from last Sunday, Sunday Night Football.
Oh,
Sweet.
can't wait, man.
The Cowboys are on there.
Nights.
We're getting close, and
Oh, so
the days that we were looking forward to a couple weeks ago of training camp and training camp videos, they are upon us.
yeah.
They're coming in the stream.
Players
baby.
are arriving.
If you follow no one in the NFL world, you didn't see the Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers video because
Which
everyone's
one?
seen it.
Which one? There's like 12 of them.
That one where he literally ballerina toes just in the right by the goal.
That
the
one
one
was
that
today.
was
The
nasty.
one yesterday was
Fast.
like a red zone drill
Yeah.
where it was Rodgers.
Well, did you see the go route?
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, man.
I didn't
pretty
see that one.
stuff. Pretty stuff.
You gotta be so pumped if you're a Jets fan.
He's the second coming of Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Well,
If you're a Jets fan, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Or you might win a Super Bowl. That's what I was thinking.
These Jets fans are delusional.
You think so?
Not delusional. They're very excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say what
They're
delusional.
They're very excited. I'd be excited too. If I never had a quarterback since Joe Namath, I'd be very excited to get Aaron Rodgers.
Ouch.
Hey,
Okay.
Mark Sanchez is still
God,
alive.
Chad Pennington. Hope he's not listening.
Goodness gracious.
Piece of crap.
I'll go at those guys. Let's get Chad.
I literally had a hard time thinking of who's been a successful Jets quarterback.
Tebow was there for like
the
a hot
butt
second.
fumble.
Successful, not successful at running in the rain with your shirt off. Remember that?
Who? Tebow?
Tebow? You remember that?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
That
accept
was
any
the beginning of
slander.
tight end Tebow, wasn't it?
Yeah, they
Yes,
just
it
were
was.
trying to use him on the field any way possible.
He was a football player. He didn't have a position.
But anyways,
I forgot to open the show. This is
we're just talking.
this is Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We are, of course, the Tovar Brothers. And Wednesday, July 26th,
Woo, getting close here,
episode number 5. Jeez, these come fast.
Cinco.
really fast.
Thank you so much to all of you who have listened to the 4 episodes we've already put out, and the many stories and whatnot. Thank you so much for all the support we've gotten on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all the platforms. And if you want to help us out, go ahead and subscribe, but share.
Tell a friend.
Hey, tell a
Sharing's
friend,
big.
be a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Put it on your story. Takes you 10 seconds, means the world to us.
Be the guy at work who says like, "Hey, I have a good podcast for you. Listen."
Yeah.
Everyone- everyone
That's a
likes
good
that
guy.
guy.
That
Well,
guy's my friend.
While we're still a deep cut. You know what I'm saying? Be that guy who brings the deep
these
cut.
guys are, yeah.
You know? Because you don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, dude, I listened to this great show. Where's it at? ESPN.
It's called First Take.
Okay, well,
pretty boring. It's pretty dry there in ESPN.
we've heard of it. Be the guy who brings the Bench to the Tovar Brothers to your workplace, to your school, to your friend group.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that was a pretty good commercial.
Yeah, we should cut that out.
Let's do that.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads.
We still don't know what Threads is, but
Still don't know what Threads is.
the joke.
We won't get
continues.
into that.
Yeah.
Also, listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Let's get right into it because there's a lot going on in the NFL world.
Freaking love it.
A lot of positioning by players and by teams for training camp. A lot of posturing going on. If you start to see us glisten in the next hour or so, that is because we shut off the AC
We're just gonna.
for your listening experience.
It is hot here in Southern
It's already
California.
getting warm.
Southern
perfectly
California is hot this time of the year.
Yeah,
It's-
and even more bold. Gabe's going no drink this show. Yeah, that's wild to me.
I'm already regretting it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's wild to me.
I got my bandana.
No, we're gonna have a good time anyway. Did I say we're getting into the NFC South?
South NFC
God,
South.
I'm all over the place
Yes, you
today.
did.
I'm all out of order.
Yeah, you gotta drink some coffee there.
We're going to the NFC South. Yeah, it's absolutely full. First, let's get into the news here. And the news, I think, of the day. And that's saying something because there's a lot of news coming out today. But we'll start here. Justin Herbert, quarterback of the Chargers, I believe, Rap Sheet, Ian Rappaport of NFL Network broke the news. Mike Ruffalo. I'm going to read the tweet, and we'll react here in a second. The Chargers and star quarterback Justin Herbert have agreed to terms of a blockbuster 5-year extension worth $262.5 million.
Louise.
Secured that bag, man. Good for you, Justin.
Including monster guarantees to protect Herbert and lock him in for the future.
If you look at the Chargers' history, they've had Philip Rivers for a long time. Now they have Justin Herbert. That's a pretty nice, 1-2.
Yeah.
Good for him. Better for the young quarterbacks that are coming behind him. You know they're excited to hear those numbers.
To that point, let me read you this tweet. I didn't share this with you earlier, and I wanted to, but I wanted you guys to react to it live here. Jalen Hurts was the highest paid quarterback in NFL history for 10 days.
Jeez.
Then Lamar Jackson was the highest paid quarterback in NFL history for 89 days. Now Justin Herbert. How long before Joe Burrow breaks that record? Not very long. And then Trevor Lawrence will break his record.
Possibly Justin Fields.
You got it's got to be an elephant in the room when the quarterbacks start talking about their contracts in front of the running back.
In front of the
room.
running back.
And I'm about to get $400 million.
Hey, they just keep paying us more and more.
I'm not even asking for it.
It's Saquon Barkley out here getting $1 million raises, and that's it.
Let's get into that. That's not in my order here, but we'll get to that. Yeah, Saquon Barkley did reach a deal with the Giants,
Nice.
And they basically give him, on top of the 10.09 for the franchise tag, they give him $2 million in a signing bonus and then a bunch of incentives.
Basically, please just stop complaining about it.
I mean, an extra $2 million, and what is this? Maybe another $1 million, just under in incentives. So.
Ask Angel, does that mean like they're kind of like saying, here you go, we'll deal with you a year from now where we possibly are going to let you walk?
I think they just say, I think it's a middle ground. I think it's a realistic middle ground. It might not be what the running backs want or what Saquon wanted, but not other running backs aren't getting $2 extra million and incentives in their contract. Mixon had to give up some money.
And the rumor was with Saquon, the contract number that he wanted was 13. So this is probably a little.
I heard
13,
it was 16.
So it's a little bit
with signing bonus. This does come out to 13.
Yeah, so
if he hits all his incentives.
So that's probably why
it's $11 million in salary he can get.
But it's
with
only for an
incentives.
extra year, though, right?
It's just for the franchise tag,
Just
basically.
got you.
Basically, we'll see what happens next year. I think this has to be his last year. I doubt they give him a long-term contract after this year.
After another year,
I don't think that's going to happen. In other news, holdouts are coming out too.
Here we go.
Ones we didn't see coming. Big one here that I did not see coming, but I think Angel had some news on it. 49ers edge rusher Nick Bosa holding out for a new contract.
No way.
Yep. But
Really?
I think you said that they.
John Lynch had an interview, and he was saying that they're in communications, that they're close. So it might just be a couple days before he signs this mega deal.
Well,
for
I'm
Nick
hearing
Bosa.
close and holdout.
Well, he's going to hold out until he has a
until he gets a
contract.
deal, but they're both on the same page. Let's
Yeah.
get this done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
just
Yeah, you better get that
it's all up
done,
to guarantee
If
that
you're
this-
Niner fans, you're thinking, John,
Hey, the darn guy,
stop
man.
screwing around.
Yeah.
no one's gonna complain how much you pay him. It's
Yeah.
Bosa.
They brought in Hargrave this year. They still have Armstead.
Yeah.
The rookie from a couple years ago. I can't remember his name. They have a stacked D-line, basically.
Yeah.
Of course, with the line.
Kinlaw.
Kinlaw. That's what I'm thinking of. Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Not Javon Kinlaw. Is it Javon Kinlaw? Is there two guys named Javon on that?
I don't know, Joey.
Sorry, again, a deep cut to the Niners. I like the Niners. They obviously want Nick Bosa, as I think even with all the talent there, the cornerstone of their defense. They're a different team without Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
I think he gets paid here pretty soon, but had to report it anyway. Another thing that I think clears itself up pretty soon, but we'll report it because of who he is. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor placed on the physically unable to perform list today. Of course, it is still pre-training camp, so you can be activated at any time. Doesn't mean he'll miss even a week of camp.
He's recovering from off-season ankle surgery.
The high ankle sprain. Yep, he had the surgery done, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, and I think how much off-season? I think he needs off-season, but he doesn't. We don't need to see him in a preseason
No,
game.
you
No,
not.
you don't.
Remember last year when
Not
we saw
one.
Josh Jacobs in the Hall of Fame game?
Everyone, fantasy-wise, was freaking out.
That is
They
crazy.
ended up leading the league in rushing.
That is wild.
You know?
They do have the new coaching staff there, though, right? So
Yeah.
he is definitely going to have to be, like,
That's
in
a-
that film room, If he's not going to see any playing time in the preseason, for sure, he has to stay on it. But, again, I'm not worried
Jonathan
about
Taylor?
him. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I
I'm
think-
not worried about him playing a preseason game.
Right.
No.
Josh Jacobs actually it's reported that he will not be attending Raiders camp. He's also going to hold out.
Things getting ugly there.
So I think with the Saquon deal now, maybe they can find something that works for both of them.
So, hey, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read a tweet that the top 12 paid running backs hopped on a call and discussed how they can help the running back market. And I mean, I think they should do whatever they can to get more money.
You said the top 12?
I think so. It
It was a phone call?
yeah, Aaron Jones is on there.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm not sure Gutekunst's going to like that. But
we just call him Goot. Just call him Goot.
I'm not a Packers fan. I call him Gutekunst.
There's like 5 different translations for his name. Just call him Goot.
Cowboys cornerback Trevon Diggs, the other big extension today, signs a 5-year, $97 million extension. Good move by the Cowboys. Lock up that guy.
He's a stud.
Jerry Jones, man. Jerry Jones doing his job.
Yeah, him and Gilmore are going to be formidable for the next couple years.
And now that we know what Diggs, like what kind of corner he is, he's a take chances type of corner.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah, he's perfect. He's a great cornerback.
Against A.J. Brown and his body, which I heard last episode, everyone loved that part. So thanks.
You talked a lot about A.J. Brown's body.
About his body
and positioning. We won't get into it.
The point is, Diggs was great. That's a great signing for the Cowboys.
Right. 49ers. More news out of Santa Clara. GM John Lynch says that Brock Purdy has been cleared to participate in training camp.
Nice.
Per Kyle Shanahan. Oh, Purdy will be on. Purdy will be on a 2 days on, 1 day off route to begin with, as he builds strength back in that elbow. Not mentioned. He is deathly afraid of Hassan Reddick now.
He is their best quarterback, so
that's who they need.
Yeah,
that's who they need to run the show. Yeah. Obviously, there's Trey Lance isn't it. Let's stop playing around. Stop playing games.
Really? They need to stop messing.
Yeah, stop giving these BS reports. He's looking really good. Stop. Then start him.
Yeah, then start him over a 7th round pick. Then start him.
Just that you messed that pick, and it's fine. That happens
all the time.
That happens.
Admit it.
The good teams move on fast. Not that Niners aren't a good team. I think if like you said, Purdy is back in the saddle there.
Yeah,
they are
right up there with the big dogs.
Right up there. Yeah, he's good for their team. What they do. Cowboys Pro Bowl guard Zach Martin is also holding out a training camp.
Yep.
See what happens there.
Sign him, please.
I shouldn't laugh at this. It's not funny, but in fantasy, Chiefs wide receiver Kadarius Toney underwent a minor knee surgery.
This is not news. This happens all the time. This is not news.
His status for week 1 is in doubt.
Like clean up a little bit or something. Yeah.
But
that's fine.
Sure.
That's fine.
Sure.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that.
Let's talk after. Maybe we can work out a deal where I send you Kadarius Toney.
And you send me
something. Really anything.
Yeah.
Do you have Sean Alexander on your roster still? I'll take him. Arian Foster.
You really don't like him that much?
He had knee surgery after 1 practice. With his history, that doesn't scare you.
Am I crazy for not being like
that? Doesn't scare you at all.
With his history, I'm not worried about that. That just sounds like a procedure. Like, hey, look, they get that done all the time.
Not days before the start of training camp.
And Tony's had a ton of injuries in 2 years.
Okay.
I you know what? I like your positivity though. I like your positive outlook.
I want to see him play, man.
That's a nice way to live. I want to see him play too. It's not bad.
I want to see him play. Yeah.
Lions head coach Dan Campbell to reporters on the status. Oh, this is good news. On the status of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He says, yeah, it appears that he's going to be okay.
Thank God.
Doesn't appear to be anything serious, so we'll see. The images look pretty good. He may be out a day or 2, but yeah, seems okay.
You hate to see this.
Yesterday it was reported that he went down with a non-contact football injury in the knee.
Scary.
Yeah.
Always
terrible news that we. Who else went? Naheem Hines went down yesterday too. Unfortunately, he did tear his ACL. But it looks like GJ will be okay. He'll be back.
Good. That's awesome. You hate to see these star players go down.
Especially with the moves they made in the secondary.
Yeah.
I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's all that. Oh, no. One more thing.
Wow. A lot of news.
Last one. This one's fun. The Saints have signed tight end Jimmy Graham.
Who keeps giving him deals?
To a 1-year contract.
Yeah, I did see this.
He's back. Ex-Packer legend Jimmy Graham.
Chicago legend.
Seattle legend.
I think that's it, right?
I'm trying to think who else.
He might have
he's a Saint. Well, not non-sarcastically, he's a Saints legend.
He's a Saint legend for sure.
Yeah.
He's back. Good to see him back. I don't know. Fantasy-wise, do you want anything to do with Jimmy Graham?
No.
Not for years.
Okay. So that's our fantasy advice. Not for years.
But good for you, Jimmy Graham.
You know he played in 2021?
I'm sure he did.
That's not that long ago.
Wait, that was with the Bears?
Yeah. The Bears.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
Yeah.
2 years? Is that called a comeback? If it's only 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he's going to make this roster. What does he do?
He's going to make the roster.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give him a 1-year deal and not give him the roster.
He doesn't play like special teams, right? He can't really block. He's not as fast as you. He's just a big body.
He can catch some balls. He can move some chains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What?
Wait,
I'm saying mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You like Jimmy? You don't like Jimmy Graham, but you like Tony.
No, I don't like Jimmy Graham.
It's crazy. No one does. Not anymore.
You guys are
But good for you, Jimmy. Get that bag, man.
Good for him. Go.
I don't think he's going to go put up 1,000 yards or anything, but
go back home.
when it comes to football, sure. I mean, how impactful does a backup tight end need to be?
I don't know why we're spending so much time on Jimmy Graham right now.
We'll go into later.
Angel pissed me off when he disrespected Jimmy Graham.
Sorry.
All right.
We'll continue.
Apologize.
Apologize to Jimmy, piece of crap.
Sorry,
NFL
Jimmy.
legend.
Sorry, Jimmy Graham.
Divisional breakdown. We continue here. Last episode, I believe Monday's episode, we covered the NFC East. Always fun for me. Today we move south to the NFC South.
A little hot down here.
And
A little humid.
Yeah.
a little hot.
Humid out here.
A
little sticky.
I have this term that I heard on a podcast today, and I can't get it out of my head. Gooch sweat. A little gooch sweaty.
Look, yeah, for sure. Look, that whole region of the country, a little bit gooch sweaty. Yeah, for sure.
It's my mistake to give Angel that word.
You gave him that.
That's my fault.
Trust me.
The NFC South. Listen, let me say this right now.
Man.
It would be easy for us to get on here for an hour and just crap all over these teams
Boring.
because that'd be easy to do.
Yeah.
But that's not us.
No, it's not.
That's not us.
Some
No,
fun
it's
things
not.
about this division.
Yeah, we're gonna. There's football here. There's some talented players here. This is the NFL.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a fun division of kind of some rebuilds, some setting up for rebuilds.
Yeah.
It's fun. If you're a football fan, like if you just like the game, like you have your own team, but you just love the storylines of the NFL, you like what's going on here.
sure.
It's different.
Yeah. Yep.
This is not the AFC West.
And someone has to win the division. So there is going to be a team that, we could probably root for here.
Yeah.
Someone has to win it.
Yeah. Not that he needs a winning record, or they need a winning record to do that.
Not last
Didn't
year's
need
team.
last year.
Last year's team didn't.
And that was with the GOAT, Tom Brady.
That was with the guy.
We start in New Orleans with the Saints. They finished last year 7-10. Just a weird year.
They've always had a solid team, but just a weird year for
I
them.
feel like they've just been floundering ever since Peyton left. Right? Like, who are they?
Breeze and Peyton leaving, they're just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe Breeze is the bigger.
yeah.
Breeze was the one, yeah.
Quarterback, yeah. They've always had good players on defense. Always have, Kamara and them. They just, something was missing.
Yeah. They added some guys here. The big one is Derek Carr. They had Derek Carr.
Gave
Do
us
you
some
have his
money.
contract?
Yeah, it's a 4-year, $150
Good.
and $100 million guaranteed.
That's a great contract with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
They wanted him, too. I think that he was number one on their list.
Well, if you watch any Dalton play last year for them, you kind of realize why they want
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Well, don't hate on Dalton. He might be the starter also in this division in another team.
QB1.
Yeah. They had Derek Carr, and I think that instantly raises the floor of this team just because they've been so bad at quarterback. Derek Carr is fine.
It's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. He's just, I'd say fantasy-wise, I want Kirk Cousins. I want Stafford over him.
Fantasy-wise, he's fine.
Those quarterbacks who don't run and are just good throwers.
Yeah.
He's probably at the back end of that group that I want.
Yeah.
An upgrade for sure for the Saints.
Oh yeah. Yes. They also add Jamal Williams, the running back from the Lions. He turns that 17
Jamal.
touchdown performance last year in Detroit into a new contract.
Just a fantastic guy to follow on all
love
social
Jamal,
media.
yeah.
Yep.
Just a fun guy.
Also bring in Jarvis Landry and Foster Moreau to
They did a solid
beef up.
for Foster Monroe, though. You
Yeah.
know the story behind him, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I forgot about it. Yeah, go ahead, Chair.
Yeah, sure, just a little bit.
He signed,
Uh-huh.
and then he was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, wow.
But they kept him on so he can get treatment through the Saints.
Yeah.
And then now he's in remission, and they signed him to a 3-year
I
contract.
think that makes us all Saints fans.
Like, good for you, Saints.
Not switch over to baseball, but the Dodgers do the same thing with, what's his name?
Andrew Tolles.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut.
Andrew
Yeah.
Tolles, yeah.
But
For
good
years
for
now.
the Saints for doing that. That's
yeah,
a
no, that's
classy move.
That's
man.
a great move.
So they bring in those 4 veterans, right? Those are some veterans: Carr, Williams, Landry, Foster Moreau, and out goes Marcus Davenport, who in research, when I was doing research for the show, I realized that is the guy that they took over Lamar Jackson in that draft.
Really?
They trade up, and everyone thinks they traded up for quarterback Lamar Jackson, and they take Marcus Davenport.
Give us Davenport. We need him.
Not quite the same impact in his years with the Saints, which are now over. He leaves. And they also lost, as we mentioned before, Andy Dalton. The draft is, we'll see. I didn't know much about the guys. I knew something about them, but no one really stuck out except for Brian Bresee or Bresee.
Kendrick Miller is a deep sleeper in
Kendrick
fantasy.
Miller, yeah. A lot of people are excited about him in
Yes,
fantasy. Might want to
absolutely.
keep an eye on him.
Third running back at TCU.
Kind of a crowded running back room.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of left him off.
And because of the maybe not.
He's also from TCU.
Kamara suspension.
I'm not a big TCU guy.
Not a fan of the Horned Frogs, right?
Not really.
Oh.
Not really.
Dalton, right? Andy Dalton? TCU?
Is he TCU? Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah. Oh, you really are not a fan.
I mean, even with everything we just said, I wrote down here, is the NFC South theirs to lose?
I think they're the most well-rounded team in this division for sure.
They have to have the best quarterback, right? I mean,
Best quarterback.
you got some rookies,
They have a good line. They've always had a good line.
right?
And defensively, they still have
got some
Demario
pieces.
Davis, Cam Jordan,
some top-end
Latimer.
pieces, yeah.
You still have nice pieces there. I don't
Yeah.
see why they shouldn't. win
I
this
think it's
division.
theirs to lose. Let's get into the
Yeah.
fantasy aspect here. And what's fun about some of these teams that are, not in a win now state, we'll say it like that, is that they usually just have pretty clear-cut fantasy options. It's not very murky because there's only usually maybe one or two. And my buy is Chris Olave, wide receiver for the Saints.
Stud.
He's my buy, and I rarely say a buy over someone who's so hyped as Chris Olave. I think Chris Olave should get all the shine that Garrett Wilson's getting.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's not. He is going right now as wide receiver 12. Wide receiver 12 for Chris Olave. This might be the last time you'll be able to get Chris Olave at.
Yeah.
He may be expensive, but I'll still say at a discount.
Watch him play for one game.
After this year, he's going to be one of those guys. Maybe he doesn't reach a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, if Cooper Kupp could return there, but he could be in that next level with an A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, those kind of guys.
He is a star.
Yeah.
He is about to be a superstar. I love this guy.
And Derek Carr has shown that he can support an elite, just one.
Just one, yeah.
This one.
But he can support an elite receiver.
For sure.
Last year, he caught 72 passes, did break 1,000 yards, 1,042 yards, and 4 touchdowns, averaging 13 PPR points a game. I think massive jumps in all those numbers. He did that with, who they have? Andy Dalton.
Very inconsistent quarterback play.
Taysom Hill playing some quarterback last year.
Mixing it up a little bit.
I think he takes a massive jump, and even though he's not cheap right now, I'd go get him.
Yep.
And if you're in a dynasty,
Oh,
it's a no-brainer.
I made that move at the end of last year.
Yeah, that was a great move.
I went to go get him.
Who's your buy?
Has to be Olave. I kind of have the same kind of notes you have here. Average 13 points a game, 25% target share. And here's an interesting stat that I really like. Finished 8th in air yards. And I actually got the definition of that because I had to look it up myself. A measure of how many yards the football travels in the air from the line of scrimmage, regardless of whether the pass was completed. I love that stat for football because it goes to show you that they're going to give him the ball. They're going to feed him the ball.
Anywhere on the field.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. He's going to, that ball's going to be thrown deep, and more than likely it's going to be him.
Is he your buy?
No.
Who's your buy?
Alvin Kamara.
Okay, don't get into that. Yeah, I want to ask Gabe a question and you a question real quick.
Okay.
Because you seem to be high on Chris Olave as well.
Very high.
Does a healthy Mike Thomas mean anything to you?
Nothing.
It means 0%.
Okay.
It's about as impactful as the Jimmy Graham signing.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know why I just had that.
Are
hold
you
on.
trying to tick him off?
I just had the Patches O'Houlihan quote in my mind. That's about as a poopy flavored water balloon or something like that.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish I had
R.I.P.
that.
Patches.
It's something disgusting.
R.I.P. Patches.
Yeah.
Patches. Anyway, sorry. Who is your buy?
Mr. Alvin Kamara was getting disrespected completely. Last year, he played on a very bad offense with a very bad quarterback, and it was still effective. This year, Derek Carr proved last year he likes to check down a lot, and you know who's gonna be there is Alvin Kamara. I think and then even if he gets like suspended, you might get him on a discount. I'm all about these discount running backs who you'll get late in the round but have top 5, top 10 kind of PPR potential. I'm all on board with Alvin Kamara, RB2, RB1.
Is there a projection for that suspension?
No, the latest news was that he came. He agreed to plead no contest. So it's up to the NFL what they want to give him. But still, either way, Kamara.
Not convicted of anything.
Yeah, no, Kamara draft him.
I looked at him and I thought about picking him as a sell, and I just.
Well, Derek Carr helps him too.
Yeah.
Derek Carr does a lot of dump offs.
I think he gets better, and I don't think Kamara's very expensive right now.
Yeah, you get him.
Who's disrespecting him?
No, draft wise, ADP
Yeah.
wise.
Oh.
yeah.
I haven't heard one person disrespect him.
Because there's a lot of young running backs. He's still there and he's still good. He's not as good, but he's still good.
Let's quickly get our sells in here. We're up against a break. My sell is going to be Jamal Williams. He scored 17 touchdowns last year.
It's incredibly rare.
He's not. He led the league. I had the stat up. He led the league. Led the league with carries inside the 10-yard line. He had 41.
Wow.
That's a lot.
He's not getting that this year.
No.
He's not getting that this year. They have Alvin Kamara, like you said. They like to use Taysom Hill around the goal line, and Carr is going to throw a bunch of touchdowns. He's not going to get those carries. He's not going to get 17 touchdowns. And without those touchdowns, he just goes back to being a spot starter, maybe. Yeah.
Top tier handcuff.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, a legit running back in front of him.
Yep, legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also, the third round rookie behind him. So
right,
he's-
Kendrick Miller might jump in as well.
Yeah.
Fun guy, exciting guy, good story. Glad he got paid. That's cool to see an older running guy get paid maybe right before his way out.
Yeah.
So good for him. Don't want him on my fantasy team. Who's your sell?
Michael Thomas.
I'm echoing that. Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Injuries for 3 years now. There's not really a lot to look up as far as his numbers. The only thing that I found that's exciting about him is that in the 3 games he did play last year, he had a 33% and end zone target share. He stated he's excited to play with Carr, but again, there's nothing really to get excited about this guy. Kind of been branded a diva in recent games. Like I said, you got the injuries. I'm not buying it. I'm not excited about it. Olave's there. He's the guy now. I'm selling Michael Thomas.
2019 was a long time ago. That's when he was last.
Jeez.
That's when he was last top 5 wideout. It's 2023 out there, guys. I'm not sure if he knows that.
Yeah.
How
And-
old is he? Do you know?
No,
Top of your head?
But either way, like Gabe said, Chris Olave emerging as number 1. I'm not counting on Derek Carr to support 2
Right.
fantasy relevant
Right.
wideouts. It's gonna be around Chris Olave. So, like Gabe said, I'm out. Last year he broke my heart too. I had him for the first couple weeks, and I was
We all wanted to buy his comeback. Do you have that?
yeah,
age?
we did.
30 years old.
30 years old.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, that's the Saints. I mean, I think they should win the division.
They should.
I'll just say that right now.
They should
have
win
the
it.
best
Yeah, for
quarterback. They have it's a veteran team. They're fun fantasy wise, for a team that really was 7-10 last year.
They just feel like the most mature team in this division too. Yeah.
So we'll see. We're gonna take a short break and then we'll get back with the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Dirty Birds.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds.
ATL.
Hot Atlanta.
Hotland, it really is.
Atlanta. That old town's whack.
Finished 7-10. Last year. Finished 7-10. Head coach Arthur Smith.
Arthur plays. He plays that 1955 football. Like,
Arthur
run the
Smith,
ball.
he's
80
an
times.
old school man.
He really is.
He's just an old school man.
It's like
He
a mobster.
ran the ball a lot. Of course, some breakouts last year and some major rookie letdowns in the last couple of years.
Yep.
We'll get into that. They made a lot of moves. They famously had that. Why did I say had twice there? That's weird. They famously had a lot of cap space going into last year.
Yep.
And I'll just read off the list of names here. It's a big list. Jesse Bates, they bring him in. Caleb McGarry, offensive tackle. Rashawn Evans. I'm trying to say this. David Onimata. Lorenzo Carter, Bud Dupree, Mac Hollins, Taylor Heineke, Mike Hughes, Calais Campbell, and Eddie Goldman.
Some good veterans there.
Yeah,
in there
so
for
a
sure.
lot of veterans. They paid some people here to come in, and who knows with an infusion of talent like that, where that could take a team.
Also, this is kind of weird. They have one of the better, most underrated guards in the league, and they paid him. Chris Lindstrom, 5-year, $102 million.
Yeah,
the guy's a dog. They have a good O-line, man.
Yeah, and a team where they want to run the ball that much.
Yeah.
that matters.
You need that for sure.
And they brought in some offensive linemen here. They brought in a lot of defenders.
Yep.
So while we picked, I think all our pick is the Saints to win a division.
Yeah.
Like I said before, with the infusion of this kind of veteran talent and then the rookie,
The rookies to go with.
I'm gonna say the rookie
The
they bring in,
The kid.
who knows what's gonna happen here? They of course draft with the 8th pick overall, Bijan Robinson out of Texas. We're told the second coming of Saquon Barkley.
He's wearing number 7, right?
Is he?
Awesome if he is.
That's disrespectful. I thought I
Is he?
saw that.
Oh, I didn't think. Yeah, you're right.
Is he wearing 7?
Yeah, let me double
I
check.
feel like
that.
we should know that.
Pretty sure he's wearing number 7.
Yeah, they draft Bijan Robinson. They also drafted a tackle in the second round. And so they signed McGarry, the tackle. They draft a tackle. They extended the guard. Really building this offensive line here
Okay,
with a
the
team that wants to
offensive
run
lineman.
the ball. And
Take care of those offensive linemen.
He's wearing number 7, by the way.
awesome.
I felt like Vic should have had
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
Vic didn't really end too well.
But that's by far the most popular player of all time.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I see him more as an Eagle.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, I see him more
He
as
was
an
pretty
Eagle.
cool looking at
He
the
was
game.
so
Because
cool
you're all
as an
about a
Eagle.
redemption story. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're not a dog guy.
Mr. Jimmy Graham over here.
Don't go there.
Never mind. Bijan Robinson, he joins, and like I mentioned, Angel, while you're reading that stat, Matthew Bergeron.
Bergeron.
Tackle.
OT, yeah.
Yeah, he comes in, so a couple tackles,
Yep.
extend the guard, let's run the ball 50
lot.
times a game.
And they already have a good running back besides
Tyler Algier breaks on the scene last year.
1,000 yards.
Very, very good.
PFF's highest graded rookie running back last year.
Yeah,
People don't realize
he was
that.
fantastic.
He was
awesome.
great.
He was
I know.
fantastic.
I had him on my team.
They still
Yeah.
have Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
They actually released Caleb Huntley today, who got a lot of run for them last year. But if you're going to run the ball a lot, that's a very good running back room. Maybe they control the clock a little bit.
Took care of the offensive lineman, too, just like you said.
And
very smart.
And they're going to have to run the ball because Desmond Ridder can't throw the ball.
In 4 games, he had 2 touchdowns and no picks, which is pretty.
Not
He didn't throw any picks.
terrible. Yeah, I mean.
But he didn't really light it up
didn't really
either.
throw-
Yeah.
I still think they want him to throw.
Maybe growing pains, man. I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
If you have had Drake London or Michael Pitts, Kyle Pitts,
also very young, too, though.
if you had both those guys, because other rookie receivers have popped off and other tight ends, although Pitts has been okay, he just hasn't been. When he came in the league, people were saying this is Jimmy
Tony
Graham.
Gonzalez,
yeah,
yeah.
Tony Gonzalez. This guy's going to change the tight end position.
Yeah.
Rookie year, he had 1,000 yards
Yeah,
receiving.
he's been fine. He hasn't been the guy who's going to supplant Travis Kelce. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They've been disappointing fantasy wise, and that's pretty much as far as we know is on the quarterback.
Yep.
Desmond Ridder. Last year they have Marcus Mariota. Just it didn't go well. This year though they do bring in someone who I think can do better. Once Desmond Ridder gets benched, I say no later than week 4.
Yep.
They can bring in Taylor Heineke this year.
Just a gamer, dude.
And yeah, he's not going to light it up. I don't even think he's not Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't think he's that kind of guy. He's more of like a Case Keenum.
Yep.
More of just a gamer.
Fitzpatrick.
He's not going to make a lot of He's not going to make a lot of mistakes.
You can get the fans going, too, man.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite. I'm sure he's
favorite guy.
I'm sure he's a locker room favorite type guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just a tough, competitive.
SOB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sob.
Sob. For headlines, I literally just have Desmond Ridder ?
This league is run by quarterbacks. If you have a good one, that's great.
Yeah.
If you have someone like this is why we're not too high. The quarterback is so important.
Yeah, I could see this maybe being kind of not the Jets completely from last year, but similar in that they have everything except a quarterback, and how frustrating that can maybe get for the team.
Yeah.
I don't see Desmond Ridder becoming that guy. I think who's homeboy from the Jets last year who came in was just better. Mike White. I think Heineke and Mike White might be similar talent level quarterbacks,
Yeah.
but that could be very frustrating for the whole team. They lost Alameda Zaccheaus, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Slot receiver. Let's go to the fantasy aspect here. My buy, and is Bijan Robinson. That's the guy you want on this team. He's going as running back 4, which is super high.
Already good. Yeah.
But like I said with Olave, if you want him on your team, especially if you have a dynasty league, go get him now.
This is the cheapest you'll get him in the next 4 years.
He'll be one of those guys that when you ask for him in a trade, the guy will literally say, I don't even know what to ask for this guy. He's that valuable.
Yep.
Kind of where who's there right now. Travis Kelce was there for the last couple of years. I think Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase are kind of like that. Patrick Mahomes, those kind of guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just tough to trade for just because how good they are and how much they can mean to a team. Bijan Robinson going as running back 4, so it's not going to be cheap.
No, but will be profitable.
Go make it happen.
For sure.
Who's your buy?
Tyler Algier. I'm on this.
Really?
I'm on this train this year for running backs where they run the ball so much down there. They legit might have 2 startable running backs in the backfield.
You're not wrong.
Algier is not bad.
Yeah.
He might be the goal line guy for them. He might be.
Could be.
Look.
I'm not buying that.
The goal line
Could
guy.
be. I watched. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean.
And they're using Algier in like a passing more than I think there's a delicate balance that they're going to capture here with 2 of these guys being startable. One a top 5, one a top 20, 25.
No.
Algier, top 25?
What do you want him as, like a flex?
Yeah, flex. Yeah.
I could see him as like a flex option. Does he get more than 10 carries a game?
He might. They run the ball a lot. They led the league in rushing last year. Rushing
I think they
attempts last
drafted
year.
Bijan Robinson, and it's not obviously a value pick just period in the NFL world. And so they have to get as much as they possibly can out of him in the next couple of years, and I think they're just going to run him into the ground. He's going to get so many carries. I think Algier is going to be good for the football team. Fantasy-wise,
Honestly, I
don't know.
I just think he's a good running back.
I think that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying fantasy-wise.
He's talking fan.
Well,
Yeah.
fantasy-wise, he'll have. Yeah, I think because he's going to, he'll have fantasy points. But I see your point. But I'm just buying this guy on the value.
Yeah.
And if, God forbid,
Don't say it. I know what you're saying.
if you ever,
don't say it.
if you that did happen,
He's a nice handcuff.
nice handcuff,
Very nice. Yeah.
Probably the best handcuff in the league.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
So
maybe
high
takes Madison's role.
value handcuff. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
okay.
Very interesting.
Definitely don't let him sit on your waiver wire.
No, pick him up.
Yeah,
Pick him up.
He definitely belongs on a roster.
Yeah.
Who's your buy, Gabe?
I'm happy you guys went one guy and one went the other because actually my buy and sell, they kind of are the same thing. My sell is Algier, and I'm an owner of him. I believe in this guy. After week 13 of last year, he averaged nearly 18 carries a game. He rushed for an average of 96 yards a game. Strong finish. However, the buy is Robinson. I mean, a stat here in college that I love to see. He forced 104 missed.
He just
okay.
not a fan of Algier.
That's Algier right there.
Let's say, hey, listen.
Hey, Joe, I heard you talking crap, bud.
I'm going to turn it down because the guy who just called is one of those guys who's going to call 16 times in a row.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Okay, continue.
So anyways, the point is he averaged 16 yards a catch, 0 drops in college, that's great for today's back.
Bijan?
Can that translate into the NFL? The Falcons think so. So LaSalle has to be Algier. I love your point about, hey, look, we paid a crap load for you. You're going to work. You're going to work right away. Algier is a nice guy. I think he's a great guy. I have him on my team, but I have to sell Algier because the investment they made in this kid, the great numbers in college, the high draft pick, give me Robinson. Algier, if I get him as a handcuffed, hey, I'm still winning.
I think the only way those other guys, Cordell Patterson, Algier, whoever the heck else they have back there, the only time they're getting into the game is when Bijan Robinson literally can't breathe anymore. Like when they literally, we get to take this guy off the field. It's a medical emergency. Yeah. Then those guys will get some runs.
You just told Angel not to flirt with that kind of language.
Yeah, he'll get an IV and some oxygen, and then as soon as he can stand, all right, get your ass back on the field.
Yeah,
I like that take though you had. I like the take.
Thanks, man.
We paid a lot for you.
Appreciate that.
I don't like it.
You.
Angel doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
So you need to trade him Algier.
I think both guys went. Are you interested in Algier?
We'll talk later.
We'll talk after.
We should do live
Trade
Negotiations now.
God.
No?
That'll get so ugly so fast.
Hard pass.
Especially if I know there's someone watching me as I'm negotiating.
That is the Atlanta Falcons. I think they're a year away. I think there's a couple of teams in here that we need to start talking about. Caleb Williams and Drake May.
Yep.
The highly touted quarterback prospects coming out in the draft next year. I think both of these teams could be good really quickly.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Do not draft Kyle Pitts. Everyone heard that. Do not draft Kyle Pitts.
Just write that down.
Yeah, you're pretty adamant about it.
It needs to be. Last year, you want to know his numbers are crazy last year.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
28 catches, 356 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
This guy was drafted in the first 3 rounds last year.
Do you believe in the sophomore slump? That's a serious question.
No.
A
tight end sophomore slump? No.
Do you?
I believe the rookie tight ends are
I don't think there's a significant upgrade between Desmond Riddler and Marcus Mariota last year. I don't see him being what he should be.
Okay.
This guy's all the talent in the world, but his quarterback's plays going to keep him back all these years.
So frustrating for those guys. That is the Atlanta Falcons. We'll see what happens to them. We don't project them winning this. Just quarterback play alone, I don't think.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think the sooner they get Taylor Heineke in, the better their chances are of toughing out a divisional win here, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if Taylor Heineke is the starter from day one, maybe. What is the gap between Heineke and Carr? I think it'd be less than most.
I was just about to say, if he ends up being something really cool, the Saints and those two going at it, that'd be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Let's move on here to the Carolina Panthers.
Oh boy.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Finish 7-10. 7-10. But they're fun. They made some moves this offseason.
I love everything they did.
Yeah, biggest move right off the bat. They hire Frank Reich. He brings in his crew. I think he got a tough deal in Indianapolis. I think he took a chance on Carson Wentz, did a workout, and he lost his job because of it. At the end, he was having Nick Foles out there.
Please do something.
The ghost of Nick Foles out there, at the end of his tenure there. It just didn't work. Who's the rookie? Sam Ehlinger?
Yeah.
He was
Sam
terrible.
Ehlinger.
Yeah.
So Frank Reich now with Carolina, I think that's a great move. Actually, the franchise's first quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't know that until after.
Yeah. So when
Really?
when they were expansion team back in the day, back in Frank Reich's day, he was their first quarterback, threw their first touchdown pass. One of their own here they're bringing back, along with a myriad of offensive moves here. I'll read you the name. You'll know all these names. DJ Chark, Donta Foreman's gone. Sorry, not Donta Foreman. Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst, and the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton.
QB1, maybe.
He thinks he is.
That's all I see when I
He thinks he's legitimately.
QB1.
He's still got it. Is he Uncle Rico?
I bet you I could throw a football over that mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you see Andy Dalton saying that?
He's saying that to Bryce Young right now. Hey, man, see that mountain? I could throw it over that. So, and I'm also the Red Rocket.
I was going to say, maybe the coolest nickname, though, in recent history for a quarterback, the Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket's pretty
God,
cool.
remember him with the Bengals?
Did he give himself that nickname?
No, I mean,
I'm sure
he was
the
born with the
fan
red hair.
base, yeah. Between him and Matty Ice,
He didn't fight it, I don't think.
Yeah.
A lot of cool names you can do with the guys that with red hair. Anyone with red hair.
Look at these offensive weapons.
Jimmy
I mean, I read through them quickly, but we'll kind of slow it down here. Hayden Hurst, love him.
Fun.
For a rookie quarterback, I think it'd be great. And that's going to be the theme. Everything is for a rookie quarterback. They built this team very nicely to drop someone in, and that he's not just chum in the open water for the Sharks. It's a good spot. Miles Sanders, they bring him in from the Eagles, of course. They give him a very good-sized deal, 4 years, $25 million. Adam Thielen, they overpay for him. Everyone knows it's an overpay. Adam Thielen knows it's an overpay, but he's there because he is a veteran receiver who knows how to be a leader in the locker room, who has been there, done that, and he would be, I think, a safety blanket for Bryce Young.
What's contract like 3 years, 25 mil or something like that?
I thought it was 22, but I don't have it with me. But yeah, Adam Thielen there. DJ Chark, I think, is not what he was as a rookie.
I love Chark, man.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be nice.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be a nice option for him. They have Terrence Marshall, if you still believe in that. They also drafted. I do have it here. Jonathan Mingo in the second round. Not a lot of people are talking about him.
I love this kid.
By week 6, he's the wide receiver 1 here.
Absolutely.
If Bryce Young is anything, go and get.
If you play Dynasty, keep your eye out. Jonathan Mingo.
Go get Mingo. No one's talking about him because obviously they made a lot of moves and they kind of snuck him in there in the second round. I would definitely keep an eye on Jonathan Mingo. To their draft, they, of course, in the first round, with the number 1 overall pick that they traded up to get, draft quarterback out of Alabama, Bryce Young.
This guy better be good. They traded a lot for this kid.
A lot for him. He is a small man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
a small kid.
Those videos that came out of him early on weren't.
He's 193 soaking wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I think he measured in the combine over 200.
That's a lot of
I think
empty car.
I think 3 days later he was 190 whatever.
Wow.
But
his playing weight's probably close to 190.
he played at Alabama at that weight and at that size.
Yeah.
Okay, so he played behind the big line. He played against big defensive fronts. He played in the SEC with
The best
all those
competition in
Yeah.
college football.
So I mean, I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He does.
But this is the men's league, and everything's gonna be a little faster, a little bigger.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens here. They draft Bryce Young, maybe his future number 1 receiver, Jonathan Mingo. They also bring in DJ Johnson, the edge out of Oregon. They bring in a nice guard out of NC State. I think he'll start for them eventually here. Chandler Zavala. And I love the safety they picked up at Florida State, Jemmy Robinson. I think he is a potential starter too. So to have guys who will at least be in the mix as starters into round 5, nice draft.
Yeah.
They lose Matt Ioannidis, who best name defensive line.
Solid
names?
lineman too.
Matt Ioannidis.
That last name was
I
awesome.
want that guy on my team. Where did he go?
He's
Bears?
still a free agent.
Eagles could use him.
Broncos could use him. Packers. He's a good lineman.
They lose Donta Foreman. They keep the other. They keep the other part of that running back room, Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
He'll be back there with Miles Sanders.
Defensively, these guys have some dogs.
Yeah.
Brian Burns, Derek Brown,
J.C.
Horn, Jeremy Chin.
Yeah.
And they brought in Von Bell.
Yeah.
They've always, and then Shaq Thompson in the middle. They've always had a good defense.
Yeah. Like I said, this is they did this so nicely for Bryce Young.
Yep.
They built a team for a rookie quarterback. They just had to choose which one they wanted. I would have picked C.J. Stroud.
Yep.
But they went Bryce Young,
Yeah.
and they took a good look at him. They bring in, the new quarterback coach, ex-quarterback, was an Eagle.
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Josh McCown.
I'm sorry, Josh. Eagle legend.
A lot
Eagle
of Eagles
legend.
actually there. Deuce Staley.
Frank Reich. Yeah, Deuce Staley is in town with. He leaves the Lions. He's in town with Frank Reich. And my headline here for this team is the development, the relationship between Frank Reich and Bryce Young.
Yep.
That's what this whole year is about.
Yeah.
That's established that, and that upon that rock, they will build their church.
They have the pieces to where it doesn't all have to be on Bryce Young year one either. You can rely on that.
No.
They've drafted well, and they have a good defense. You can rely on other things beside Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Bring Bryce slowly, kind of like Seattle did with like Russell Wilson. Just play action, buddy. The rest of the team, has got. I'm not comparing this defense to that defense, but I like this team's build so far for sure.
Yeah. Let's get into the fantasy aspect here. Buy, sell, Angel. I'll have you start us off.
I'm just the optimist today with this team. I'm buying DJ Chark, man.
Really?
You like Chark?
Career 14 yards per catch. If Bryce Young does anything, he's taking Chark with him. I think Chark. I just like Chark's
Fair,
upside. I'm not a huge Thielen guy, so to pair that, I'm selling Thielen.
Yeah, you can't possibly look at Thielen's last couple of years and think,
This is the guy.
yeah, maybe there's a breakout.
That's probably
coming.
why too. Like I think the competition is going to be just Mingo and Chark. I think both those guys are going to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're hoping for a pretty decent year from Bryce Young then?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I am. I don't.
Depending on it. Who's your buy, Gabe?
I'm still going on his Thielen thing. I like that a lot, actually.
Thielen's your buy?
No. He's my
Adam
sell.
Thielen, Gabe's buy.
He's
Along with Jimmy Graham.
First round?
not that.
O.J. Howard?
I'm gonna buy Miles Sanders. I'm gonna stop you now. Miles Sanders last year, obviously playing with the Eagles, rushed for 11 touchdowns. You know what? Never mind. Whatever. Yeah, 11 touchdowns last year. He finished in the top 5 in carries within the 10-yard line.
Last year?
Yep.
That surprises me.
I love your point too about what you said, but actually we're kind of going a little different with this one.
Man, can I get one? Yes, it's done too.
Jamal Williams.
God, I love that.
You were talking about Jamal, how like you don't think those numbers are going to match up, so he's not a good guy there. I'm going to say it's the opposite. I think I actually think they brought Miles in for a reason. You got a lot of his ex coaches are there. I think he's going to do great there just with those stats alone. I don't think he's going to do what he did with the Eagles, but he's my buy. And of course, Adam Thielen is my sell. Notable whiteouts at 33, which is kind of like where they start to kind of go down, dramatically. Like I would kind of look up here. AJ Green, 54 catches, 48 yards, decline from there. Emmanuel Sanders, 61 catches, 726 yards, decline from there. Julio Jones, 24 catches, 300 yards, decline from there. Adam Thielen's going to be 33 years old, I think, in August. And like you guys said, not to add on to it, but he's coming in, rookie quarterback, not going to do much there. He's my sell.
Yeah, my buy is Miles Sanders as well. I think you follow the money.
Yep.
4 years, $25 million, I think 13 guaranteed. He's here for a reason. He's here to take pressure off Bryce Young. And a good way to take pressure off Bryce Young is play action.
Run the
is
ball,
dumping him down. I think when he was a rookie, Miles Sanders had 50 catches.
Wow.
You know who else was there when he was a rookie? Last time he had that? Deuce Staley. Now he's running back coach.
Yep.
Deuce Staley.
So I think Miles Sanders has a big year. I went and traded for him.
I think he has a career year this year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he's also been playing with the best running back of any kind, quarterback, running back, whatever, in red zone area in Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
So that's tough. It's pretty amazing that he had 11 touchdowns. It's pretty crazy. He's actually had an interesting career in that when he first came to the Eagles, he would just break these massive runs.
Yeah.
60, 50 yard. He had this great speed. And then he became more of a, in between the tackles, he can play that game now as well. I think his incredible vision. I think this O-line has shown they can block for a very formidable running game.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, Donta Foreman and Chuba Hubbard were a fun running back duo to watch, and I think Miles Sanders was a class or two above them talent-wise. Miles Sanders, my buy. I'll just give my sell real quick before. You got to give your sell still, right?
It was Thielen. I said
It was Thielen.
You did? Okay. My sell is Bryce Young this year. I think next year, maybe.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Maybe
That's
go
fair.
look at him. I think in a quarterback one league, he doesn't need to be on a team, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe in a 2 quarterback league, you take him and see if he maybe surprises us all. And he, I don't think he's going to have much of a running element. I don't think you want Bryce Young running the ball and taking any kind of shots.
No.
He could be, that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I think I'm selling Bryce Young and yeah, I don't know.
Do you think he's gonna be good in real life football?
I do. I think he's good at Alabama. I think he has such a great support. We look at the roster to support him, but also the coaching staff they brought in to support him. Josh McCown and Frank Reich just to tutor him, just to teach him.
Yeah.
Of course, and
they bring their guys in to help him out too.
Right.
So I love that.
And then he's been obviously in Alabama with the best coaches there as well. I think he's set up right. I think if he went to the wrong spot, he could be out of the league in 5 years.
Yeah.
But I think he's in the right spot, and I think they'll know how to give him what he can handle, put him in positions where he can thrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to take another break, and then we're going to get into last year's NFC South champions at 8-9, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is the coolest team in this division.
Really?
Coolest uniforms in the division.
They brought back those. Oh yeah, they brought back the creamsicles. But
Let's wait. Let's take a break.
Creamsicles are cool.
We'll get into it.
I love creamsicles. I need some freaking ice cream. It's hot in here.
One more second, we'll get some ice cream.
It is burning up.
We'll be right back. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers is our last team in the division to cover. And I just want to say props to you guys because we're sweating it out in here.
Yeah.
You should see what this turns into as soon as we take a break. Multiple fans, the AC, just bringing our head out of the water for a split second to take a breath, and then right back in. And the team we go back into here is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Also hot there.
They lost Tom Brady.
The GOAT.
He's been busy.
In more ways than one.
He's been a busy man.
My man, brother.
Do you think he dated Kim Kardashian? Is that real?
I think he'd do it.
I'm so happy that
I
didn't
think
happen.
he could do whatever he wants.
No, Kim.
Who's
Kim's
his
a
new
witch.
girl? He got some new girl. I believe that one because there's
It's
pictures.
a supermodel.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
He's Tom Brady. He's beautiful too.
He's having a good retirement so far.
Good for you, Tom.
He's
You
making
played
it.
20
He's
years.
still going to broadcast, right?
Yeah,
I think he turned that down, no?
I think he postponed a year.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. I know that.
bummer.
Yeah, there was something about that.
Greg Olson's so happy.
Well, because you want to why?
Yeah, that's true.
Because normally, if you're a good if you're a good player, then you become a broadcaster. They don't remember you for your player. They remember you as a broadcaster. Like Greg Olson.
I don't think it's going to happen to Tom Brady.
Happened to a lot of people.
Fair point. A lot of people aren't Tom Brady.
It's not going to happen to Tom Brady.
But you're not wrong.
It's not. It's
Did it happen to Troy Aikman?
It's the only guy who's done it flawlessly.
Right? I don't know. That's an interesting point, though.
It won't
And
happen
yeah,
to
and
Tom
take a year off. He's still young. He's 45. Take a year off.
Dating like a 22-year-old, man. Yeah, he feels good about himself right now.
That too.
I don't think she's 22.
The point is she's very, very
She used
young.
to date Bradley Cooper.
Man, this girl has some props, man. That's a great record right
She has
there.
a type.
She definitely has a type. the handsome ones.
The Buccaneers, they lose Tom Brady. They finished last year with a losing record, even with Tom Brady, 8-9, but they do win the division
Yep.
and go to the playoffs. Did they win a playoff game? I'm trying to think. I don't think they did.
Put him on the spot.
Sorry.
I'm on it.
Sorry, yeah, I looked that up. Either way, they obviously did not get to the Super Bowl. They did not, because that's what that team was all about. It was Super Bowl or bust, and they did not make it.
Yep.
They add, this is not right. They add Jamil Dean.
They re-signed him. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't they have him already?
Yeah.
Jamil Dean, and then they add to take over the reins and become the franchise quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
I hope his commercials come back.
What's that?
Really quick, they did host a game, obviously, and they lost to the Cowboys 31-14.
Decidedly.
I don't think it was that competitive either.
Me neither.
I don't remember it all.
They bring in Baker Mayfield to be a stopgap. You guys being sarcastic. He's not the franchise quarterback.
No, he's not.
Those days are far behind him.
But I sincerely hope that his commercials come back.
God, he was the future of the NFL just a couple years ago.
He's a fun guy. He's a fun
He
quarterback.
needs to get into acting.
Yeah.
Or I want to see him. I would love him on a pregame show.
Him as a broadcaster might be great.
Oh,
He'd
you're
be
talking
awesome.
about okay? I thought you
I'm
meant
talking about Baker Mayfield.
I meant in his actual career,
Yeah.
his football career, not post-football career.
What? He should be a broadcaster in his post-football career.
Okay, I thought you said something else. Never mind.
Okay, yeah.
That's definitely on me.
Baker Mayfield. They draft. I think they made 2 picks in the draft that, if you're looking for a rebuild, I love these picks. I love them times a million.
Their first one was my favorite interior line.
Kalijah Cansey
about 180. But
He looks
285,
just like Aaron Donald.
285, just heavy hands. Shit,
He plays just like Aaron Donald.
He's gonna be a stud.
He went to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Like Aaron Donald.
Yep.
I love Kalijah Kancey. I think he's going to be very good. He fell literally because he's 280 pounds.
And
He'll
that
probably play around 285, 290.
that front's already good.
cares?
That front's
Yeah.
already good. They add this guy. I love
Kalijah
it.
Kancey's going to be one of those one of the top defensive interior linemen for sure very soon. They also draft out of, I believe, North Dakota State, Cody Mauch.
Yep.
That's his name?
Yep.
Tackle, I think the future right tackle for the team.
I think they moved Wirfs over to left tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Wirfs and Mauch.
Yep.
So they'll be in the Caleb Williams, Drake May, and that's a nice.
And
a
they
nice
have
drop
one of
in.
the better centers who was hurt last year.
Yeah.
Ryan Jensen comes back. That also helps them out.
Yeah.
This line's going to be good. Yeah.
They lose all the veterans who are in for the playoff run. Julio Jones, I don't think you want him back.
No.
Playoff Lenny.
Mike Edwards, playoff Lenny, most likely gone. Still a free agent, but we'll see. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy Bunting, the cornerback, and defensive tackle Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
All gone, all there for a championship run. Do not want to be part of a rebuild.
Yeah.
And we understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a tank situation. Now they're going to be in a weird position that these teams get themselves in, where it's best for the team to lose, but you have thousands and thousands of hard-working, paying fans who are coming to see you play football. It might be the only time they ever get to come to a football game, and so they're going to go play. They're going to go do, put on a show. But they're trying to lose, right?
I think they're too good to lose like 3 games.
Wait, what?
Wait, say that again?
They're too good to only win 3 games.
Oh,
Yeah, I wear that.
You're saying
like,
they're gonna go 14
no,
and 3?
they're too
What a
good
hot
to be
take.
like 4-13 or whatever. They're just too talented.
How are they too good?
Their defense is still good. That offensive line is good. Their weapons are good. Their running back is okay. Their quarterback is terrible, but like they're just like I don't know. I think they're too good to be 4-win team or a 5-win team.
I think they're good enough to be a competitive team, but I also think they're also bad enough to actually get a top.
You know, I don't like the head coach.
Bowles.
I don't like Bowles.
Yeah.
They need a kind of new guy there.
Yeah, I think it's fine for this year, but I think next year if you draft a quarterback, I don't want
No,
Bowles the one mentoring him.
Yeah, sorry, Todd.
Yeah,
Very
you really don't like
boring.
him.
No.
Do they still have Leftwich?
No, they fired him as fast as
is gone.
possible.
Did they really?
What's crazy? He was interviewing for head coaching jobs, and then the next season he's fired.
He was a Tom Brady guy, though, right? Like,
I think he worked well with Brady. I'm not sure if he was a Tom
no,
Brady
I think
guy.
that's why they have him.
He might be similar to like where Bieniemy is in his career.
Yeah,
Not Bieniemy because he hasn't won Well, I guess he did win championships.
yeah.
Where you don't know what you don't know.
Like, are you good because of you or
Right.
the quarterback that you're
Right,
yeah.
but I think he deserves a shot. Where is he now?
I don't. I just know he got fired. I'm not sure. I think he went to college. I think he went to
college.
I think he went to college. That's kind of what they do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, this team it's going to be a rough year. Just brace yourselves, Bucs fans. It's going to be a rough year.
A little Baker Mayfield play
But
action.
you're coming off a Super Bowl just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You're fine. Endure a little bit. I think these rebuilds if you do it right, don't have to be 10 years.
Yeah.
They don't.
You don't have to be the Lions. You don't have to be the Bears. You don't have to be the Browns and the stretches they went through. Those teams are all obviously better now. But these rebuilds don't have to be that long. And I think this team, like you said, they do have some talent. If you get the right quarterback, obviously that's the biggest thing. But you build this roster in the right way, like the tackle Cody Mauch, like the interior lineman. I almost called him Aaron Donald, Kalijah Kancey.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Keep making those moves, and
good.
and I think this becomes a team where drop a quarterback in, and we're good to go, especially in this division.
Yep.
I like this team's. I like the roster build of this team a lot.
Yeah, don't pull a who was it last year? Texans who blew it
Texans.
with their pick.
Texans
They
and,
like won at the end of the year.
Went to go win a
Lovey
game.
Smith had a little bit of a
and helped the
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, go lose. I'm okay with it. Bucs fans, be okay with it.
yeah.
It's going to be good for you for the long term here. Let's go over to the fantasy side. Gabe, I'll have you start with your bye for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Chris Godwin, is that fair?
That's confident.
I'm not gonna lie.
Chris Godwin.
I was look. Is it safe to say he's the only thing that works with the Bucks, like fantasy wise?
There's a couple guys.
I don't even know sure if you believe that.
But no, I think that's a good pick, though. I think that's a good pick.
Well, I mean, about like when you talk about like fantasy, you want to look at you want to look at the targets, you want to look at the production. He kind of leads the way by a long shot in here. In fact, I'll just throw in my sell too because I think they kind of go. He had 8 games last year where he got 7 or more throws. He had, let's see, hold on, let me get my notes here. He had 8 games. No, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. He had fewer. I'm messing up my notes here. He had one game. He had one game with fewer than 6 shots thrown to him. He had 8 games where he got 10 targets or more last year. So the production is all him.
PPR
but
guy.
it goes to my sell because I'm not buying Evans no more. I just refuse to do it. He averaged 15 points a game last year, and people think, well, that's kind of a knock on Godwin, right? 35% of the points that Mike Evans scored last year came in 2 games. So for 2 games, you have a superstar. Right. The other games, you have, I think, wide receiver 4 on this team. And Godwin was the other guy in those other games that was doing it. So I think when it comes to, do I want Evans? Do I want Chris? Go with Godwin here. Godwin's for sure is the guy.
He's still, I think he's 28. I think he'll be 28 during the season. He obviously was recovering from a torn ACL last year and had for recovering from an ACL. You look at the guys who came back last year from an ACL. He had to have the best season out of those guys. Yeah. He was on the field. He did pull up, I think, a hamstring early, but then came back and was just consistent. Tom Brady did target him a lot, but I think to the people who would say, well, what is he without Tom Brady? Well, just look. He was just fine without Tom Brady before. Yeah. Godwin's always been kind of good. He's probably fully healthy now. He will operate if they keep using him the way they have near the line of scrimmage. You think that's probably better for Baker Mayfield and whoever else they throw in there. They have a young quarterback. Who's the other guy?
Kyle Trask.
Yeah, Kyle Trask.
I think Baker Mayfield does too much for him. Ask OBJ, ask DJ Moore. I don't think he does too much.
Godwin?
For Godwin and Mike Evans.
Oh. Well, I think especially for Mike Evans, because Mike Evans has lower percentage throws. They're down the field. I don't think the quarterback, whoever's in a quarterback, is going to support that. Whereas Godwin's like a 100-catch guy. Evans is more like a 70-catch guy. He relies on big games. And like you said, they were a little fewer and far between last year. This year, barren wasteland. I'd stay away from Mike Evans as well. He's actually my sell. My buy is Cade Otton.
Cade Otton.
Cade Otton. This team will be in perpetual trail mode. They will be throwing the ball all the time. That's why Rachaad White's not a back pick. I don't think Rachaad White's a very talented player. I think he's a good pass catcher. He didn't run the ball very efficiently last year, but they're going to be behind so much. He's going to get so much passing work. Yeah, I couldn't have him as a sell. I think Cade Otton's in the same boat here. He will operate kind of in that same area as Chris Godwin as well.
Who was it again? Who was your buy?
Cade Otton.
Cade Otton.
Tight end. Last year, as a rookie, did 42 catches, 391 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And now Brate's
similar to Kyle Pitts.
That's crazy.
Angel's not a fan of.
Here's the thing, though. He's the starting tight end for a team that's going to throw the ball a lot, always be behind, and he's going as tight end 35.
Wild.
35. I would take him. I listed a couple guys here. I would take him over. I'd take him over Irv Smith. I think Irv Smith will be well behind in targets for that team, the Bengals. Dalton Kincaid's getting a lot of hype over in Buffalo. Greg Dulcich for the Broncos. I think they have a couple of.
How dare you?
That's just because I think the mouths to feed there, including in the tight end room. I'd rather take Cade Otton and David Njoku. I take him over all those guys. I think Cade Otton, tight end 35, is just a steal.
How much of this production was
Joey.
Brady?
I like that a lot, actually.
I know he was bad last year, but
I mean, he was the quarterback, so all of it.
But also, to top your point, or to further your point, Cameron Brate's gone. Brate took a lot of those third down.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on board with that for sure.
And give us your buy and your sell.
Rachaad White, the same reason.
Your buy?
He's just going to be on the field a lot.
Yeah.
I think if you do the 0 RB draft strategy where you draft 3 wideouts in the first 3 rounds, you need a guy who's just going to be the guy for a team. He's in that realm of the James Connors, of the Joe Mixons. Just, they're going to get a lot of volume.
Yeah.
The talent might not be top tier, but the volume will be there. And he's proven last year he had, 50 catches. He's proven that he can catch the ball. Yeah. So just on pure volume, buying him. I'm selling every quarterback on this team. Don't try to get cute. They're going to be on your waiver wire. You're going to see them against a good matchup. Maybe I could. No, don't. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, neither of them run. Neither of them are going to put up 400-yard games.
I wonder if Baker's even going to be on like rosters this year.
In
Fantasy?
one quarterback leagues, he doesn't belong on a roster.
No. And 2 quarterbacks.
Derek leagues,
I don't know.
maybe on the bench
Yeah.
because it gets pretty dry.
It does get
in
pretty.
that,
Yeah, it does.
You know, the quarterback room with 2 quarterback leagues.
Yeah.
So maybe he's on a roster there, but you're not excited to play him.
No.
You know.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate the quarterback sell there. I think Rachaad White too. I don't like Rachaad White like as a prospect, especially since there's some guys in the room, specifically Sean Tucker, a rookie running back. Keep an eye on him. He had a very, very good year, and I believe he dealt with some injuries recently. And I would keep an eye on him, especially in Dynasty. He could maybe take some of the short yardage or goal line work away here. But yeah, I think Rachaad
boy.
White. Rachaad White, you're happy. I think in RB2.
Yeah.
You're comfortable there.
Yeah.
That's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think I'm gonna give my order real quick and how I see this all shaking out at the end of the year. I think the Saints win a division. I think the Panthers are right behind them, and then I think the God, who am I missing here? Saints, Panthers, Falcons, and then bringing up the rear here is the Buccaneers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Smooth. That's it. Let me say it again. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's very hot in here. The Saints, Panthers,
It really is.
Falcons, Buccaneers. That's kind of how I see it shaking out. But I think the Panthers can really give.
I was gonna say if the Panthers can solve
Saints are
that
running for the
problem,
money. Yeah.
a lot of good talent there.
We'll see. It's not the most talented division, especially in the quarterback room, but a lot of young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So you really don't know. It might be kind of similar to the NFC North.
NFC, yeah, that's exactly what
It can go so many different ways because the quarterbacks are relatively unknown. I think in Tampa Bay, you know what they are, and but the rest here, who knows? Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna be back here in a couple days on Friday, and we're gonna be covering a very exciting division, the AFC East.
Talk of the town. Jets, Patriots.
That's gonna be fun.
Dolphins.
God, I'm excited for that right now. Make sure you tune in Friday.
Tua.
That'll be out Friday morning. Also, we'll be at Cowboys camp this Saturday.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
man.
So
Heck
pumped.
Yeah, bro.
Got some of the equipment in today for the interviews. We'll be interviewing some fans. It'll be fun. We're probably not going to get in.
No.
Because they don't do reservations for some reason. Every other camp that we're going to is doing reservations. Cowboys, first come, first serve. And if you think I'm getting there at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. No.
Nope. But we'll be there. That'll be fun. If you are there, hit us up. If you're in the area, you should go to Cowboys camp.
Come
They're
join us.
They're having a big thing.
It's gonna be sweet.
You hear Jerry Jones talk?
I also can't wait to get out of this heat. Can't wait to get out of this heat. A lot cooler there in Oxnard.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Nice in the ocean. If you do follow the show, thank you so much. Go and follow on all the platforms. Why not? Follow us on everything. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. Listen, if you watch the show or if you listen to the show on Apple or Spotify, like, subscribe, but please share.
Sharing.
Tell a friend.
Sharing.
We're trying to build something here.
Yeah.
And if you like the show, if you're enjoying your time with us, talking some football, tell a friend. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna lower the volume on this before I hit it, and there it is. It's hump day. It kind of feels like it. NFC South was fun. AFC East is gonna be sick.
Friday. Let's go.
We'll see you Friday.
See you then, Aaron.